Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Health Layer. Dr. Vero here. So today I want to talk about something that is really exciting to me and really helpful, traveling tips. Recently I've been traveling a lot, especially within the US, but I've also done longer distance travels. I've been to Europe, I've been to Russia, I've been to Thailand. So a lot of these things kind of became handy, especially as I realized how important they were during my long distance flights. So we're gonna get right into it. A lot of these are just really cool tips for you to have. Some of them are health tips. Some of them are just, comfort tips. When you're traveling, obviously you don't know what to pack, but that's a separate issue. What I want to talk about is what you're gonna put in your purse or in your carry-on that is gonna be really helpful to you, especially during even short trips, like 2-hour trips or 3-hour trips. So what I'm talking about is, for example, say you're on the flight and you fall asleep and all of a sudden you wake up, but you're arriving the same day of an interview or the day before an interview, or you're arriving to meet someone that you haven't seen in a very long time. Maybe it's a blind date, maybe it's your significant other that you haven't seen in a long time and you want to look your best. Maybe it's a family gathering or a surprise party. Who knows? It doesn't matter. You want to look awesome. So what do? Well, before I fall asleep, I like to use a little makeup remover towel. And this is really important for women because falling asleep with makeup is actually really bad for your skin, can cause wrinkles, and it's just really bad for your skin overall. So I like to take it off before I fall asleep. But then obviously you have to think about what you're gonna do after, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so what I do next is I love carrying with me these eye warming masks. Because if you put them on, it's gonna increase blood flow to the area of your eye. It's going to revitalize your eyes. They're gonna look so much better, more alive, more awake, and not like you've been on a flight that, you kind of feel kind of like a prune when you get off a plane. You're like swollen and like weird, and your head is hurting, and like your ears are thumping. It's just a very odd experience, to be honest. Okay, next what I wanna talk about is you wanna carry certain things that are going to help you during the flight. Airplane food is not the best health-wise, not the best for your stomach. So I like to carry Alka Seltzer in my purse just in case I get an upset stomach and I start feeling a little bit of pain because of the food or because of the coffee or because of whatever it is. I have Alka Seltzer. You can ask the flight attendant for some water and you put it in there and then you'll feel good as new. Another thing, a lot of people, I have actually had headaches on planes, and so I like to carry Advil or Aleve or Tylenol or whatever it is, Motrin, ibuprofen, whatever you want to take. Take it with you and put it in your purse. I especially take it during my special time of the month because I get really bad cramps, and nobody wants to have really bad cramps when they're on a plane. So take your medications or anti-inflammatories, if you will, so that you are not in pain when you're on a plane. Next, especially if you're on a very long flight, when you're eating certain foods and you're drinking coffee and maybe you meet someone on the plane and you start talking and maybe you have a glass of champagne or maybe a glass of wine, you don't want to keep that on your breath. So what I like to do is I like to carry a small little toothpaste container. This one's actually kind of big. Mine are usually half this size, but this is the only one I had on this most recent trip. So I took it with me. And obviously your toothbrush, just because you can never feel too fresh, and I myself love the feeling after I brush my teeth. I feel super fresh and just ready to talk to whoever. Okay, another thing, especially for ladies, I cannot tell you, it's kind of like when you wake up in the morning and you realize you got your period overnight. Yeah, you don't want that to happen when you're on the plane. So if you're kind of close to the day or you're a few days away of the day and you're already starting to notice that it's coming, then you want to be prepared. So I like to put whatever you use, either whether you use tampons or you use little pads, put them in your purse, keep them with you at all times, especially when you're going on really long hour flights, because God forbid you get your period while you're on that plane. You don't want to be stuffing yourself with toilet paper because you don't have anything, or asking your neighbor, hey, can I borrow a pad if you have one, because that is super embarrassing. Okay, so that's a really cool tip for the ladies. All right, next, something that I think is so important and a lot of people really forget, entertainment. Oh my God, I cannot tell you enough how entertainment is so important. But I kind of tend to be the person that I get bored listening to music for 13 hours. I get bored listening to the same songs for 3 hours. So what do? Obviously, you need the most important thing to listen to anything on your phone. You need headphones. Whether they're wireless, whether they are whatever they are, if you have to connect it to your phone and you have an iPhone 7 or above, then you need this little widget thingy. You need it, and you need to keep it safe and never ever detach it from your headphones. God forbid you lose it, your life is over. It's over because Apple does not sell these things separately. Okay, next, you want to take a charger for your phone. A lot of planes have the actual charger input thing. A lot of them only have the little outlet. Some of them have both. So take your charger, because if you're listening to something or you're watching something on your phone, you definitely don't want it to die on you, especially because if someone is picking you up or you want to order an Uber, you need that phone. Okay, next, I love taking a book. Whatever book it is I'm reading. When I went to Israel a really long time ago, I took the last Twilight book and I read it during the whole flight. I finished the book. At the minute I landed, I was flipping to close the book because I had read the entire thing cover to cover. So books are really important for entertainment. I'm reading Tus Zonas Erróneas right now by Dr. Wayne W. Dyer. So this is a really good book. There are English versions. If you guys want to read it, I'll put it down below. But this one's in Spanish. So it's taken me a little bit longer to get through just because Spanish is not my forte anymore. I'm a little more proficient in English ever since I moved here when I was 9. So yeah. What if you don't want to read your book anymore? Well, that's when your laptop and your iPads come into play, because you can download any document. For example, me, I'm studying for my step 3, my USMLE step 3 for medical residency. And then I'm also kind of like doing some research on the side during my master's. So I need to be reading a bunch of articles. But I don't necessarily pay for Wi-Fi, even though sometimes it's an option. What I like to do is I'll download the articles into my computer so that if in the plane I don't want to listen to music and I don't want to watch a movie and I don't want to read a book, I can read my articles and kind of like update myself on what I'm going to be doing. Okay, but another thing that you can do is that I learned recently. If I had known this before, it would have been a game changer for me. You can have the Netflix application on your phone. Obviously, that everyone knows that. But what I didn't know is that there's a special tab on the Netflix application that says download available. Tricky thing here, you need to have Wi-Fi. So you need to be at home with your Wi-Fi to be able to download these movies or episodes from your favorite show into your Netflix account. So not every show, not every movie is available to download. So you need to click on download available, and then it'll give you a list of a whole bunch of movies and TV shows that you can download onto your Netflix account, so that by the time you get on your plane and you put airplane mode, you can watch everything you downloaded at home offline. So you don't need Wi-Fi or internet or anything to watch them. So you can entertain yourself by doing that on your iPad, on your iPhone. It's really cool. Okay, next, something that I think is really important is obviously smelling good. But please don't start spraying yourself with perfume and body lotions and all this stuff inside the plane. You're going to suffocate everyone else because not everyone likes what you like. So for example, if you want to use hand sanitizer, I myself love the smell of hand sanitizer. So if someone around me is using it, I don't mind. But a lot of hand sanitizers have specific scents and a lot of them irritate me. Not the alcohol smelling one, but the special weird scented ones, they're really strong. So be careful with your surroundings and the people around you. You don't want to annoy anyone else just because you want to sanitize your hands. So yes, carry hand sanitizer, carry hand cream. I carry hand lotion just because my hands get really dry when I'm on a plane. I carry the non-scented hand moisturizer so that when I'm on the plane and I put it on, I'm not going to irritate my neighbor by my scented hands. I also love carrying a small tiny version of my favorite perfume. At this moment it's Juicy Couture. So I just grab this little Juicy bottle, I dump it in my purse. When I get off the plane, then I can apply it, make myself smell good after hours and hours of being on a plane. Okay, next. Something that I think is really important that a lot of people don't realize are compression socks. Why are compression socks so important? Compression socks are important because it prevents blood from pooling in your lower extremities, especially during a long flight. This is extremely important for your health. Why? They're going to prevent you from forming what is called a DVT, which is short for a deep vein thrombosis. And this can happen after long periods of sitting in a plane in the same position, not moving your muscles, not moving around at all. So what happens in a DVT is that because you're sitting for a long period of time, not using those muscles, not moving around, blood is going to pool in your lower extremities and start forming clots. And when that happens, it's going to cause intense leg pain. It can cause swelling, redness in your calf or thigh, depending on where the clot has formed. So what you want to do to prevent that is use compression socks, move around, flex your calves, you know, just keep moving, put your legs up, put them down, walk to the bathroom, walk up and down the aisle. Obviously, don't start doing crazy amounts of push-ups on the plane, and don't start doing squats because you're gonna start sweating, you're gonna start stinking up the place, and you don't wanna do that. So obviously, you know, always keep in mind that yes, you have to watch out for your own health, but you also want to be a little bit, you know, considerate of other people around you. You don't want to be the one ruining their trip the same way you don't want them ruining your trip. So whatever you're doing on the plane, just keep that in mind. So compression socks are key. In addition to that, for example, say you're the kind of person that kind of sweats a lot. What I like to do, sometimes I sweat a lot, so I'll take an extra shirt, or I'll take anti-perspirant, a small little anti-perspirant in my purse. I'll put a small deodorant in my purse, just because if it's a short flight, it doesn't matter. But if it's a 13-hour flight, I feel gross after 8 hours on a plane. So I'm gonna go into the restroom, I'm going to, you know, kind of refresh myself, wash a little bit, kind of dry myself off, take some of that, you know, airplane sweat that's nasty, re-deodorize, change my shirt, and then walk out feeling nice and fresh. I also like to carry a few things of makeup in my purse, just because, you know, after you take it off and you're sleeping and you're about to land, you want to look good when you land. And so I apply the makeup of like maybe 30 minutes before landing, then I sit down and I relax. Once you land, you can go ahead and apply your perfume, fix your hair, feeling all glamorous, all freshen up and clean and nice smelling and looking good, so you can walk out into the city and enjoy wherever it is you're going. So I myself love traveling. These travel tips have helped me immensely. Because I've traveled long distance and short distance flights, I know there's kind of like a difference. Obviously, when you're packing your suitcase, that's an entirely different story that I'm not gonna get into today. But these are little hacks that will help you improve your traveling experience, just in case something goes wrong, which sometimes it can, and they're not in your control. But what you can do is prepare, just in case. For the worst, you know, you have your stuff in your purse. If you don't use it, fine. This time around that I went to Texas and San Antonio, I took all this stuff with me, didn't use any of it, it wasn't necessary, but just knowing that I had it made me at ease, and it made me enjoy my experience just that much more. So if you guys have really special tips on what you do when you travel, comment below, let me know. If you have any advice or if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to contact me. My Instagram is there, you can DM me, my email is down below, my blog is there, so go check that out. I'll also be talking about a whole bunch of other really cool stuff later on in this month, so stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe, because if you don't subscribe, you're not going to be notified of the awesome videos that I'm posting up. So subscribe. Oh yeah, and follow me on Instagram, because you want to see what I'm doing on my daily basis. You want to follow my Instagram. Okay, so little extra tidbit. Next week, I might have a celebrity guest. His name is Kobe. I recently bought a dog, and I'm not going to tell you what kind of dog it is, but I'm sure if you're following me on Instagram already, you already know that I bought a dog and you know what breed it is. But if you don't follow me on Instagram, you're not going to know, so this is going to be a crazy surprise. It's going to be his first debut on my vlog, but I want to show you guys and introduce you to him because I've been really, really excited. So I will see you guys next week. Don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and have a great week, guys, okay? Bye!